Smith Photography, and I'm from Japan, and I've been taking cosplay photography like over 10 years. And currently I'm traveling abroad, so well, I'm trying to get more new experience to have a photo shooting with the people from all over the world, and then like to meet nice people, and then back to Japan, and get back to more output, more like experience that I earn in like abroad, and then try to have more unique work, hopefully. So yeah.
Okay, so you said you're traveling a lot to a lot of places, right?
Yeah, a lot.
What are some of the unique experience that you think will help you with your photography?
Like, if you travel like as an average tourist, that means like you may go to like the typical, sightseeing spot and then just go for like eat food. Especially like good food will be really nice for me as well, but like for me, because I'm really focused on the photo shooting, and so some people like who live in local, they may suggest like the kind of unique location that we're gonna shoot. So it would be really kind of unique experience, like kind of unique tour for me. So yeah, it would be really inspiring.
So like before you travel to a country, you maybe do some research on possible locations to shoot?
Yeah, well, like before when I go to that certain country, I will try to contact the model who I was supposed to have photo shooting with, and then ask them like if there are any like unique like architects or like the like park or somewhere or even inside location like we can have a shooting with. So because the people who live there will be local, so like they may know for example, the rule or condition of the location. So that will be more better for me to ask to the local. So it will be more, because I don't want to like disrespect their community in like the country or like cosplay community. So I would want to respect their community. So that's why I always ask the local, and like if there is available, if I need to take permission in advance or something like that. So yeah, I always ask in advance to reach the country.
It's always best to just ask the
Yeah. True.
So, moving away from the traveling, okay, let's just go a bit further back. So, can you tell us how you started photography?
Since I used to do cosplay a lot, I was the cosplayer. Like still I do cosplay, but like now like it's barely like once a year or something like that. Because I really want to focus on the photography rather than cosplaying. But still, because I'm cosplaying, because I don't want to forget how the cosplayer feel like during the photography shooting. So when I was in cosplay community, like I started to do cosplay, right? And then me and my friend cosplay together, and just for fun, having like changing costume and to be another person, which means character, and then that was really fun. But at the time, like I really realized like because like I'm the one of the fan for that certain title, and then like I have kind of ideal for like in my mind, and then like I really want to reach that ideal, like the image of the composition that I had in my brain. But like if I do cosplay by myself, and then like I can't reach it because I have to tell the another person who gonna take my pictures, so it will be impossible, like even I teach them like how to shoot photography, or like how to use equipment, or please like take this angle and I'm gonna pose like this, but it's still because the photography in charge of the another person, which is not me. So it's gonna be, even like the composition would be slightly same, but like still is contain the other person's interpretation, which means not perfectly correct, right? So at the time, like, okay, so maybe I have like kind of ideal photography in my mind, so I can like looking for the another model which is really more suitable for like rather than me. And then like if their cosplay, and then if I shoot them, and then it will be perfect because I can shoot and with my composition, and then I do have like idea in my mind, so which means perfect. So and then like I try to study photography a little by little, and then ask a lot of my friends to be a model, like as a like to earn my experience. So that is like kind of my starting point for the photography.
So, like, hearing your story about how you started, right? Which means you came into photography solely for cosplay photography,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's a bit unique. Like, how would you describe your journey to becoming to where you are? So, I'm sure there must be some hardships or stuff like that, right?
Become to the photographer.
Yes, regarding the photography.
Like, yeah, just I try to earn experience as much as possible, because at the time I just try to earn like the experience and then learn technique based on the technique. But at the time I didn't really reach to the how to make my style, like I mean how to make composition, like something like that. At the time, just like because at the time I didn't really have like technique to choose the model. So I just take like any offer that I can shoot. So and then like I earned the experience a lot. And then the time when I reached like, okay, maybe now I can choose the model, because I already have a lot of experience. I do earn like the technique, and so I can use my camera like whatever that I want. So okay, so let's try to select the model. And so I try to ask the model each by each to be my model, and I have a photo shooting together, and I earn more experience to pick the model. And then because like I'm kind of person who are really get into one certain title for a long time, so that's why I had a like solo exhibition which is based on the certain title. So like I had a like solo exhibition twice for the Prince of Tennis, and then after that I had Nintama Rantaro, and then Hunter x Hunter, and then twice for the Token number. So that means like I'm really kind of concentrated person. So like I've been really fan of that, really big fan, because that means like I really want to get into that title, and I want to earn the experience, and then more get into like the character background or history, something like that, and a storyline, so that I can earn more like my like original interpretation for that story. So yeah, like it was kind of really struggling to find my way, how to like how to settle my own style. But like it's because I earned experience and then change a little bit my style time by time, like throughout my solo exhibition. So it was really like challenging to have like solo exhibition, like because of the circumstances in Japan. But like it's the kind of other story. But yeah, so it was sometimes really hard to output how I can stand for the title with my own style or something like that. But it was also fun to do it. So
the style is very important.
Yeah, like I can't say like the style is important, but like what do you want to really tell to the audience is the most important thing. So for my case, like I just reached to the style for like creating composition and select all of the element by myself. That's my style, because like I really have idea in my mind. So just I'm trying to like think over and over, like how can I reach that composition, like, and how can I like accomplish this composition perfectly. So that is the way that I earn. Yeah.
So like, because before being a photographer, you were a cosplayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And would you say that your experience as a cosplayer affected you as a photographer?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think it has improved in terms of like your experience for cosplayer? Did it improve your your experience as a cosplay photographer?
Yeah, I think so. True. Like, absolutely. Because now my style is kind of really settled, which is like I do select model, I do select composition, location, and sometimes I offer them for the costume that which I make by myself. So that means like because I was cosplayer, so the cosplayer usually make a costume by themselves, right? And also like make wigs, like or makeup, something like that. So like all of the elements, like is really needs for me, like because like I really want to make composition perfectly as much as possible, and I really do have my ideal in my mind. And sometimes the character who has really historical background, for example, Touken Ranbu, they are based on the Japanese history. And then like if you learn about the Japanese history and then Japanese soul of that character, and then like you may know the term of the history of they existed was like more like 100 or more than like 500 ago or something like that. So at that time, like for example, the technology of like the printing on the fabric is not really like settled, and so like at the time, like the people who are in like high position, they wear like really like gorgeous and like kind of royalty clothes and a fabric, and then like if they have like emblem of the family that that own, and then like so I think like maybe it should be embroidered or something like that, because it will be like really long time ago, and they don't really have the technology of the printing. So it should be embroidered, because like embroidery like represents such a really royalty or like gorgeous style, so I just want to follow the rule, and so just seal for embroidery. I do just embroidery, and then like make it more based on the historical background. So and then so the costume will be perfect, and then the model will be perfect because I chose. And then like makeup or like wig style, sometimes I ask them to be changed a little bit or fixed a little bit. So that each element would be really important for me to gather and to make the composition perfectly.
So like, okay, moving away from some more serious questions, are there any funny occurrences or funny stories with like your photography, with your photo shoots maybe?
Like, actually, the funny story, I do really have a bunch of funny stories, because like every time, I usually don't take assistance. Like if I take like single shoot, like just if I have a shooting with one model, which means like only the model and me. So usually I don't really take assistance for the cosplay photo shooting. And so that means I have to do whatever, right? So like that way, that's why I usually take tripod by myself, and then I put tripod and set a timer, and then run to the model, and then like helping whatever, right? So just all by myself. I have to do by myself because I don't have an assistant. So it's really funny because sometimes I can't reach to the model even, and then like I earn like a lot of many funny pictures in my camera, and then like usually and then I did a lot of like exercise, so it was really tough. It was fun.
I can imagine just like
do
the timer, run there, flip like the fabric and.
Yeah, actually, like the people ask Josiah, like, why don't you buy the remote controller for just take a shutter? But like, if I take the remote controller, like sometimes the focus doesn't really work, right? So yeah, in order to make accurate focus, then I have to push first and then just run it. So it was really tough.
As you just started picking up photography, right? Is there any photographer that you think you really look up to, or maybe has even influenced your style?
To be honest, like I don't really see photography like when I try to input something in my mind. I try to find another like another element. I mean, like for example, the paint or the music, like whichever not related to photography, because photography is my field, so I can't really. It's sometimes like the people just can't take like inspiration whichever. But in my opinion, just for me, I really want to take the another field from like inspiration to get into my like idea or inspiration, because like the photography is like my field, and so it's the real thing, right? But like I'm trying to, because I'm in the cosplay photography mainly, because like cosplay photography, which is like sometimes is really hard to make it real into the photography. Yes. Sometimes the character, they have super long hair, and then they somehow like flowing really beautifully. How, right? And sometimes they are like jumping really beautiful, and then like sometimes like, have you ever doing like gymnastic or something like that, It was kind of really tough for like the real humans to do. And so like, that is my job to figure out how can I make it like in real. So like for example, like art field, like they can like, paint whatever they want. Like even like the portrait will be beautiful, like just like as the photography, but the other field, like they have like more. For example, I really like Dali, Salvatore Dali. He is really great painter, and I really respect him. And like I can't really tell like what the exactly artist is, but like I really like pick each of them, which is really inspired for me. So sometimes I just gather like something that I really like, whatever. So I don't really like say I got inspiration from the photography or something like that, but I really do admire the photographer who did really differently from me, because like I really do have my personal style, but the other photographer, if they have really different style from me, which means like I can't reach that place, because like it's not my like I don't really good at, for example, I don't really good at shoot like not making, for example, like how do you say snapshot? Yeah. And so like I can enjoy taking snapshot, but because like I always like looking for the meaning of the composition. So like if I just click and shoot and it doesn't mean anything, I can't tell like what the composition is or something like that. Because I just really like to make composition and let the audience think about like what the composition is and what the meaning inside the photography is or something like that. So yeah, that's the point.
Okay, that's very insightful. So what would you say would be the biggest difference between working like photography in Japan and other countries?
Like, you mean the professional or cosplay photographer?
In terms of cosplay photographer.
Cosplay photographer is like, I think I can't say like in Japan and other country, but like, for example, in Japan, because we really have like kind of strict rule for the copywriting. So that based on the copywriting, so like even not only cosplay photography, but also like, making like the fun art or something, like, making book, novel, like illustration, comics, whatever, like based on the fun art will be gray zone, all gray zone. So we can't really earn with the fun art. I can't say that's the problem, but like for us, like it's kind of really hard to earn money with dealing with the cosplay or the fan art stuff. But the other country, like for example, like the United States, were really obvious. Like they just take commission. like what during the convention, like photographer take commission to the cosplayers, and then the cosplayers offer to the photographer to work with, like for example certain time, like with just 1 hour, and then like for example 3 or 4 edited pictures, and also like non-edited, like entire like data can be given to the cosplayers after the shooting, and then like they gonna charge like certain amount of money or something like that. I think it's really big differences because like there was no, I think, based on the copywriting, just they work as a professional, right? But yeah, in Japan it's totally not. Like we can just share experience and we can just have a photo shooting, just a hobby. So if you really want to work as a professional, it might be sometime possible, but like if you earn a certain amount of money, like over like $1,000 or something like that, and then it will be problem, I think.
Over a certain limit, then it might be a problem.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I think so. I think that will be all. But for our last question, do you have anything that you may want to tell your friends or tell our audience, like maybe some budding photographers out there?
Well, okay. First of all, I'm still on traveling, but I almost done because now I'm currently in an Asian country. And so the rest of the country is like the rest of Asian country and Oceania, which is like Australia. So probably my budget will be limited. So I have to done for my trip like within like several months. But still, I'm really looking for new model, like for living like other country or like wherever, if I can go. And so like please don't like I can't say like please don't hesitate, but like please like if you really want to ask me like if we can work with, like please just don't hesitate to ask me, because like I really want to know the new cosplayers like who may be able to my model. And even I select a model, but still I really want to know the new people. So, and then also like photographer as well, like because I'm kind of really, I've been in Japan for a while, so like this time is kind of, it's not the last time, but I still like, if we have a chance, then we can meet up anywhere and somewhere else. So like, yeah, we hope to meet like in another country or even like still rest time in Malaysia. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to meeting up like with all of the people from the world. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Right. Just like an add on to that, what is your next big project? Like you said, you've been Dokkan Rambo, Hunter x Hunter. What do you think is the next thing?
Currently, like I don't really have time to like see new animation or manga to get into it, but like I try to make another exhibition like in near the future, and then I try to have the exhibition in more country, like not only like Taiwan or Vietnam. Like I've been done like in Taiwan and Vietnam for my solo exhibition, but the other country I haven't. Like still I'm looking for the place to have exhibition. So hopefully like I can have more like another continent or whichever the different countries. So hopefully, yeah. If you have any like suggestion to have the gallery, then please let me know.